Reading turbidity is easier to do with 2 people, so make sure that 2 people are available to do this step. It is convenient to get the turbidity values while the probes are soaking. One person should take the blank turbidity vial farthest to the left and pour out the distilled water. Make sure not to touch the outside of the vial with your hands, so grab a Kim wipe and use that to hold the vial. The other person should have the seawater sample bottle. That person should slowly invert the bottle to resuspend particulates and organic matter, while closely watching the suspended particles mix in the bottle and taking care not to introduce air bubbles into the water sample. After the bottle has been inverted, pour water into the turbidity vial and then pour the water from the vial onto the outside of the blank vial cap. Repeat this process 3 times, making sure to invert the bottle prior to every rinse. After the vial has been rinsed 3 times, invert the seawater sample bottle 1 more time and then slowly pour water into the vial to the top of the white line. Avoid making bubbles because that can impact the turbidity reading. Make sure that the outside of the vial is clean and dry using fresh Kim wipes. Because we are drying seawater, we must gently pat the outside of the vial to avoid scratching the vial's glass surface with salt crystals. Check to see that no water is dripping down from the cap. Once the vial is dry and clean, slowly invert the vial and place it into the turbidity meter, with the white arrow on the vial in line with the black arrow on the front of the meter. Be sure no one is leaning against the car or shaking the car when reading, as it could impact the turbidity reading. Press the read button, wait for the turbidity measurement to stabilize. A lock will appear on the screen when the reading is stable, and record the value. Take the vial out of the meter and slowly invert it again to make sure all particles are resuspended. Place it back into the meter and press the read button to obtain a second measurement. Repeat this process again to obtain a 3rd reading. Once 3 turbidity values have been recorded, look at the numbers to ensure that they are close to each other. If there is one outlier number, which sometimes happens, usually because of the size and shape of the particles in the vial, make sure to repeat the process 1 more time and record the 4th turbidity reading. Depending on the 4th number, you can either cross out the outlier reading in the box or simply write 4th turbidity reading is in the notes section of the data sheet, including the initials of the person making the addition. Once you are satisfied with the turbidity readings, place the vial back in the foam holder and close the turbidity box while moving to the next site.